Hello, today's video is going to be a video on me changing my insulin pump reservoir and giving set. So that includes me attaching it to my stomach as well as filling up the reservoir and showing you how I prime the pump and line. If you're wondering why I'm sitting in a rather strange position just now, it's because it is currently about 4 o'clock in Scotland and the sun is well and truly on its way down, so this is the best light I could get at this time. Forewarning, there will be needles in this video. There is no obvious evidence of me putting needles into skin because it's all covered up by a bit of plastic, but there will be administering a giving set in this video. If you don't like needles, then this is your forewarning not to watch. I change my reservoir and my pump site every 3 days. That's what you're advised to do, even if there is still insulin left in the reservoir. So if you're interested in how this works and how I do this, then please keep on watching. Okay, so before I show you how to do my pump, I think I mentioned these last time. This is the reservoir. This is my giving set. I use the Veo ones, and this is the insulin I take, Nova Rapid. I get it in vials from my doctor for my prescription because I need to put it into a reservoir rather than in a pen, and obviously my pump here. So I've already taken out the reservoir. I'll show you how I twist it back in a minute, but I've taken it out and took it off because I've been in the shower. So I've took off all of the giving set instead of just unclipping it like I did in one of my previous videos. Now I'm going to go to the menu and scroll down to reservoir and set. I want reservoir setup. Press act. And then it comes up rewind, disconnect tubing from body, remove reservoir from pump, and press act to rewind. So I've already done all that. I'll press act. And this little grey bit here, as you can see, starts to retract and rewind. Once that's finished, it'll give me a little beep. There we go. Rewind complete. Place and lock reservoir in pump. Press act. And I will show you what happens when I press act in a minute. So this is the individually wrapped reservoir. It's just like a little syringe, as you can see here, but it has a special cap on the top so it will fit my vial. This here is sharp. It is a needle. So just be careful. You just clip that on the top, which is quite good actually. So it means you're not going to hurt yourself with the needle so much or anything like that. There's no risk. And you just fill it up the way you would with a syringe. But I fill it all the way up, which means there is 1.8 mils of insulin. Which will be what? 180 units, I think. Then unclip that, and the reservoir is now full. This little bit on the top screws off. I'm doing this one-handed. And then you're left with a blunt little cap, as you can see here. Don't worry about the air bubble because you will get rid of that once you prime it. There's a couple at the top there, but once I prime the line they will go. And that is it full. The bit at the bottom of the syringe, which you've pulled it up with, also screws off really easily. Like that. So now these two bits go in the bin and this piece here is what's going to go into my pump. So this is my giving set. It has these little kind of indents in it here and a lip, you can see there. So you just have to give it a little squeeze, push up the lip. So when you open it, it looks like this. That is the needle. It is capped with a safety cap there, so you don't have to worry about jagging yourself. This here will attach to the top of the reservoir. This unravels. So that's it fully unravelled and there's a little divot there, so you just kind of click that there to keep it out of the way. And that's it fully unravelled to the end. There's nothing there wound up. These come in different lengths, the wires. I can't remember off the top of my head what length my wire is. They are shorter or longer ones. I think I've got the longer one because I like a bit of give. And they also come with different lengths of needles as well, so they can be longer. What I'll do is I will attach to the top of this. This just screws on like so. Again, don't worry about the air bubbles, they will go once we prime the line. Then what you do is you will place this cartridge, this reservoir, into your pump. So this will just slot into the side here, and you just screw it in. You'll hear a light click, but not much. And now that's not going to come out there, however much I tug on it. It still says rewind complete. Place and lock in the reservoir, which I've done, and press act. It's asking me now, do I want to fill the tubing to prime the line, and am I disconnected, which I am still disconnected, so I'll say yes. You then press act and hold act to fill the tubing. It makes a funny wee noise while it's doing this. Now what I'm looking for is to see the fluid going up, which I can now, and eventually drops at the tubing. You can see that happening now. It's advised you do it to at least 10, depends how full you really push your reservoir to, but I'm happy with that. I've seen plenty insulin coming out all over my desk, so I'm happy with that. And then it says on my pump, escape if done, which I am. Did you see drops at the end of the tubing? Yes. Now it's telling me to attach this to my body. This is a little sticker. You peel that off, and this is now sticky. You remove the cap to show the needle. If anybody doesn't like needles, maybe look away at this point, because I am going to show this attaching to my body in a second. And then this little arrow here is instructing you to peel off another little bit of paper on the bottom. This here pulls out, and you will hear it click, and that means it's no longer up level with here. So if I put that against my skin, nothing will be touching me. But what happens is you put it against your skin and you squeeze the two divots at the side that I told you about, like so, and it will have that spring action, and it will administer the needle into your skin. So you can see where my trousers have been sitting. So I had my pump on this side the last time. I'm going to put it onto this side this time because obviously I do not want to be keeping pump sites in the same area all the time. The same way if you were somebody who took injections, you would swap your sites all the time. So I swap my pump sites all the time. As I said, this will now sit here on my skin, and I'm not getting dragged anywhere at all by doing this. It's not until I push the little buttons in the side it will administer it. 1, 2, 3. That's it. Now you can see that's attached to my stomach here. I just pull it out, and I don't know if you can see that there. The needle comes away, but the tube and the set is now left in my stomach. So now it says act to fill or escape to skip. So I want to act. What that does is it will fill the little tiny bit of plastic tubing that is now left in my stomach where the needle was, just to make sure that there's no half units or anything like that waiting to start my basal background. And it just goes up the same way as when you're giving yourself insulin. And that is me, attached. I have a little clip on my pump, and I can clip it to trousers if you're wearing trousers. You can clip it to your bra if you want. But it is as simple as that. So I can put it to my pocket today if I want. This tubing looks a bit of a nonsense. You can just make it a lot neater like that. It's fine. I hope that was helpful. It's quite straightforward, really. It's not as crazy as it seems. A lot of people ask me in my work or in my day-to-day life, like how it works. I suppose the thing it could probably be akin to is a syringe driver that some people have in palliative care or pain relief. It's like a mini version of that, or a diabetic sliding scale that people have sometimes when they have DKA or can't control their blood sugars. If you enjoyed it, then please check out some of my other videos and my diabetic pump life vlogs at the moment, which I'm doing just to give you an idea of how day-to-day life works for me. Thanks very much again. Bye.